Hello once again everybody, this is Then and Now, a Mario Kart Wii Retro Tracks Retrospective. Today we're going to be doing two of the Mario Kart 64 tracks, and just kind of looking at how they changed from then till now. Well, now being Mario Kart Wii, and then being Mario Kart 64. So I decided to just start up I should say, with the little title screen. Oh boy, this brings back memories. And yes, I recorded this off of my TV, off my Nintendo 64. Once again, just like with the Super Nintendo, the problem with, the camera is it stops every 45 seconds for whatever reason. But that didn't really matter too much. I was still able to, trim it down real well. And yeah, we don't want to waste so much time, so we're just going to get right into the first track, Mario Raceway. Mario Raceway is part of the Flower Cup, which is the second cup. Once again, I did not look up what track of the cup that it is. I should do that. Okay then, well, that little bit of embarrassment aside, Mario Raceway is the final track of the Flower Cup, which makes it apparently the hardest track of the cup. But not so much, I suppose. I mean, the Flower Cup is only the second cup, so... I guess they were just saying, maybe we should make it too hard. And yeah, getting used to this drifting is really kind of weird. But one thing you'll notice right off the bat, going through that pipe, is that the pipe in the original version is much shorter. And I had to cut off time because, well, these tracks are a lot longer than the Super Nintendo ones. So yeah, I just decided I'll just put the first and third laps in. Of course, you got the giant mushroom around the bend here. There's no ramp like in Wii, but that's for obvious reasons, because there's no stunts in Mario Kart 64. The little advertisement things on the sides there are still there. It says Luigi, like shot, red shell. The pipe is extremely short compared to the Wii version, and that's for obvious reasons. Because, well, Mario Kart Wii handles 12 people, and 64 does not. Yes, indeed, Yoshi signs. I don't know why. And I don't, that's kind of weird to me because the Yoshi signs have like a doggy print next to them. It's like, why is Yoshi a dog now? Anyway, here's the remade version. It looks, well, a heck of a lot cleaner, crisper, smoother, more sunny, colorful. But it still retains the old Mario Kart symbol on the top there. And on the left there, Mario Racing has a shine next to it. Obviously, that wasn't in the Nintendo 64 version because Super Mario Sunshine was not out then. And now you notice the Yoshi signs actually have an egg next to them instead of a doggy print. I guess Nintendo kind of realized that too. Koopa Kart. Giant mushroom is there. And of course, the shortcut is there, which was not present in the Nintendo 64 version. I guess they just figured, hey, that's a pretty good place to put a shortcut in a remake. Why not? The Go sign is still there, so is the Shoot red shell signs on the left there. So is the one that says Luigi, except this time it says Luigi Grand Prix, and it has like a little caricature of Luigi. And the pipe is way, way, way bigger than the Nintendo 64 version. And the giant Mario hat is still there. It's always good to retain such gimmicky things as that. Coming around into the last track lap. Yeah, I had a big screw up in the second lap. I think I got like totally owned by somebody's items. I don't know. Stuff happened. And the piranha plants look, well, a heck of a lot more realistic than they did in the Nintendo 64 version. In the Nintendo 64 version, they look like, I don't know, some kind of weird flowers that were like sucking things. Yeah. Take that any way you want, but still, they look like piranha plants now. Just kind of like fat. Why does Mario even have piranha plants in his track, Raceway? That doesn't make any sense. It's like he's endorsing the bad guys. So here's the old, the doggy Yoshi print, and the new, with the Yoshi egg print. The old, no shortcut between that mushroom and the wall. The new, of course, there's a shortcut there. I'm sure everybody's used it at least once by now. The much shorter pipe. It takes about like 2 seconds to get through. and the much longer pipe, which takes like 4 seconds to get through. So, there you go. And that's about it for Mario Raceway. We're going into track 2, everybody's favorite track, Sherbet Land, aka Penguin Land. Oh shoot, and I totally forgot to mention that the Wii version of the Mario Raceway is the final race of the easiest cup, the Shell Cup. I guess Nintendo just figured, you know, this is a pretty easy track, we'll just put it in the easiest cup. Anyway, we're in the original Sherbet Land, and as you'll notice on the bottom, with the ice, it still has its reflective properties, the reflective look, but the look of the stage is a lot blockier, not as detailed, I suppose you could say, but that's for obvious reasons. And when you go through the ice cave, you'll notice that there's none of that, like, music in the background, which I thought was kind of weird the first time I heard it. And if you'll notice in my items, I have a ghost. What the ghost does is it actually steals items from other players. And yeah, I just kind of jumped into the ice water just to kind of show you what happens. I don't think I do that in the Wii version, but whatever. The ghost, I should say, as you can see, it steals items from other players. I mean, if you're not familiar with it. But since the GBA version, it hasn't been seen, so whatever. It wasn't really that good of an item anyway, I suppose. But it did give you invisibility, which made you pretty much invulnerable to almost everything. Except, I think, lightning. I think that was the only thing that hit you. But yeah, I'm not going to argue with the graphics capabilities of the Nintendo 64. Okay, the PlayStation had better graphics, whatever. The N64 still had lots of classic games that made it a good gaming system. And I didn't really get to show this, but when you run into the penguins on the N64 version, you actually bounce back when you get hit by them. You don't just, like, run through them and spin out like in the Wii version. But yeah, that's what happens in the Nintendo 64 version. So here we are in the beautifully remastered N64 Sherbet Land. The first race of the second easiest cup, the Banana Cup. And here we go. So right off the bat, you will notice that, well, it's a heck of a lot more detailed. It's a lot more colorful, I guess. Well, I said that exactly the same thing about about Mario Raceway, but the sky looks a lot bluer than it did, and yeah, there is a heck of a lot more detail in there, especially in the background. So the ice still reflects. That hasn't changed much. Uh-oh. Okay, that was close. And now you'll notice that kind of... No, I guess not. It's kind of hard to hear. Oh, there it was. It was like, I don't know, that's kind of weird. I really like this song, so to hear that kind of blocking it out when I go through the ice cave was like really weird. Anyway, the penguins still jump and slide and play about while you try to race, which is really dumb. Didn't their mothers teach them not to play in traffic? I tell you, a lot of people hate this track just because of those penguins. But they move in patterns, people. Oh well. What are you gonna do? Anyway. So, there's a lot more bloom, as it's called, in the Wii version. Basically, oh boy, and there's your little spin out in the penguins. Basically what bloom is, it just kind of brightens up the background and it makes things look, well, I suppose more three-dimensional or more realistic. Like, you know, with sun and whatnot. That's what bloom does. And wow, you can actually see a sun in the sky in the Wii version. There's like, what, maybe three clouds in the sky in the Nintendo 64... in the Nintendo 64 version. And well, now there's more clouds. I don't know. You know, I don't even know what their reasoning for bringing them. Well, whatever. Anyway, here's the old version. And the new version. And the old version. Yeah, look at that sky. And the new version. And the old version. There's the ghost. Let's go. And the old version. Alrighty then, well I hope you all enjoyed this part of the Mario Kart Wii retro thing, whatever it's called. I made it too big of a name. I hope you'll all join me in part 3 where I'll be doing more N64 tracks. See you later.